morning, Borada. How are we this morning, chums? Notice anything different? Yes, husband's had a move around with furniture, but everything is still the same here without the dodgy rug, so that's even better. Now, what you're going to need this morning, if you've looked out the window, even if you haven't, it's warm and it is warmer than usual. So we're going to need to make sure we've got some water available for us throughout, maybe afterwards, definitely afterwards. But if you want to go and get some water now, you know I'll waffle on for at least a minute. The other thing you might need today, our tins of beans. We've got chickpeas today, super for protein. And we've also got the chair. Okay, so if you are going to use the chair to do your squats, make sure it's not going to slide around. Just make sure, I like to put it just against the hearth place because it just stops it moving around too much. All right then, great to see you all. Without much further ado, let's get started. So we're going to think about just taking those feet hip width apart. We're going to stand nice and tall. Just see if you can just gently tuck that bottom in. Lift that chest, nice long spine. And we're just going to think about just squeezing those shoulders up and relaxing the shoulders down. So a nice smooth movement, nice smooth movement. We're just getting that movement in the shoulders. Good. Now, how are we feeling? Have we got the right clothing on? Make sure you haven't got too many layers on. Or if you have got layers on, make sure they're easy to remove because we're going to start getting a little bit warmer. Let's see if we can just walk on the spot. The other thing we need to think about is how we're feeling today. So particularly when it's very warm, if you're not really feeling the love, it may just be you need to wake up a little bit. It may be that today's not the day. So if you're feeling at all poorly, then what I'm going to get you to do is just maybe do a bit of warm up, a little bit of mobilizing, but leave it. A workout should only really be done if you're feeling well. Okay then, now we're going to finish that walking and we're going to take those feet just hip width apart again. We're going to soften the knees a little bit, draw that tummy button in, and we're just going to take that lower back warm up. So those toes as close to 12 o'clock as you can get them. Not everyone can do the sort of parallel feet. Mine are ever so slightly out-turned, but not sort of exaggerated if we can avoid it. Good. That's great work, guys. So we've got that nice long spine as we come up back to center. And we're just going to do one more on this side. Let's see if we can come all the way back. Let's just gently move the feet, but take our awareness into your shoulders. So we're just going to roll the shoulders up to the ears and back down. Good. We're just rolling those shoulders up and down. And then we're going to just gently lift those knees off the floor, lift the feet off the floor, but lift the knees a little bit higher. That's good. That's brilliant, guys. Good. And then we're going to bring the feet down. Let's see if we can take those little taps out to the side. Little taps out to the side. So we're going to have a little talk about pace. Now, I know today we've got Mary and John, and then there's Matty, and there's Elliot and Sarah. Now, Matty and Elliot, you might be going a bit faster, okay, than John and Mary, because you're their grandchildren. So you just need to find your pace. Hello to you all, and just make sure you find the pace that's right to you. So it could be a little bit faster, but most of us are just going to be easing into it a little bit slower. Now we're going to bring the feet in. We're going to take those little squeezes at the bottom and just gently tap those toes behind us. Really keeping that nice strong chest, strong back, strong trunk. Good work, guys. Good work. It's a little bit like being on a clock face, isn't it? The moment we're just in the middle and we're tapping back to 6 or 5, and then we're going to see if we can take those heels and tap forward towards 12. That's good. So if we imagine we're in the middle of that clock face and we're just taking those heels to 12, great stuff. Now we're going to take that big toe to 12. So we're going to push that toe down towards the floor. And we're just gradually getting into this warm-up. How are we doing? Oh, good. Okay, now let's bring these feet in, and what we're going to do now is just lift one heel at a time. So we're warming up the ankles, warming up the calf muscles, and while we're doing that, let's just warm these wrists up a little bit. I always think warming up is a silly word on a day like today, but just get them moving, get them mobilized, get the joints moving more freely. Okay, now let's just bring it in. We're going to take those toes a little bit further back. So imagine you're in a slightly bigger clock face now, and we can just gradually increase the range. We're still being careful not to sort of throw that back out. So keep squeezing the bottom. See if you can open up these hips a little bit. Don't try and overstretch and overreach. We want to maintain that nice neutral spine. Now, while we're doing this, we're going to see if we can just take some elbow circles. So coordination-wise, it doesn't work for you. Just walk on the spot. That's good. Just walk on the spot. We're just going to warm these shoulders up a little bit. Fantastic. That's great. And then we're going to bring it in. Now, let's just see if we can take some really small side steps. Slightly slower than you would normally. We're just going to see if we can just get our balance, draw those hip bones together and focus on this really nice long spine when we're doing it. So we're not sort of leading with that head. It's very much coming from here. Good. So this is going to give us a nice strong core. It's going to help our balance skills. And then we're going to just take those feet nice, comfortable distance apart. We're going to soften the knees a little bit. So I'm just going to dip down a little bit, keep that bottom in. And we're going to see if we can just gently twist one way and the other. Now, this is the clever bit. You're going to imagine you've got those headlights on your hip bones and the headlights are shining on the wall in front of you. As you turn away from center, the lights aren't moving at all. So it's a really nice, gentle movement. And it's coming from here. Good. All right then, let's bring it back. Let's walk it out. So we're just lifting one foot at a time off the floor, maybe lifting them a little bit higher than we did at the start. Lifting them a little bit higher, really clearing the floor, not going overboard, and getting those elbows moving forwards and backwards. Superb. And then we're just going to slow it down a little bit, and we're just going to take that little punch forwards with the arms. So from the chest, let's see if we can punch down. Good. And we're getting those elbows moving up and down. Excellent. And then we're going to bring it there. We're just going to steady those feet. We're going to take a little upright row, and we're going to come back in. We're just going to step out. We're going to take an upright row. We're going to come back and in. Good. So just take a step out to the side. We're going to take that upright row, and then we're going to bring it there. We're going to slide this foot behind you, gently press that heel towards the floor. I'm going to show you from a different angle so you can see where we're at. And remember that clock face. This time your big toes at 12, your heels at 6. Bring it in. We're just going to move the feet a little bit, and then we'll do the same on the other side. So we're just going to press the heel of that back foot towards the floor. Lovely. Okay, let's just bring it in. Let's take those knee lifts. Good. So we're bringing those knees to about hip level. Nice long back. That's great. We're using this belt-like muscle here. So if we can keep that space between the base of the ribs and the top of the pelvis, all the time we're making those deep muscles work. Excellent. Now let's bring it down. We're just going to gently move the feet, and we're going to see if we can just start to think about reaching as if we were reaching for something in a cupboard. Good. And we're just going to gradually build the range. You might, if you're anything like me, you've got these shoulders going, but that's okay. We're just going to keep that movement going. And think of it in terms of mobilizing. We're just getting that fluid that greases the joints a little bit oilier. Good. All right, let's bring it down. We're going to take this heel in front of us, and we're just going to gently sink down into that lengthening in the back of the legs. So if I show you from here, we're just taking the weight onto that supporting leg. Let's do the same on the other side. Take a few steps in between. Take that heel. That's great, guys. Good. and then we're going to come all the way up. So we're just holding those mini stretches for a few seconds. We're just getting those muscles to lengthen, getting their joints into their full range. So talking of range, let's see if we can just open out this chest a little bit. So watch out if you've got someone next to you. Watch out if you've got some big tall lamp that could easily be knocked over. But just imagine you're about to give me a hug. There's no stress for this one, so no need to bring those shoulders up. Just relax the shoulders away from the ears as if you're going to give me a hug and bring it in. And then we're going to bring those arms down. And then we're going to see if we can just bring those arms as far as you feel comfortable. See, I'm only here now. We're going to bring it down. And then we're going to take it up. And we're just going to find our range. So you may find you can take it a bit further. You may not. So don't worry if you can't. Good. We're going to take one more reach up. We're going to reach up just to your level. And then we're going to bring these arms down. Good. Just soften those knees a little bit. We're going to breathe in. And as the arms come down, we're just gently bending those knees, not a big squat, but as the arms come up, we're going to straighten out those legs. Breathe in and breathe out. Good. That's brilliant. You are doing fantastically. And we're breathing out. Good work. Let's take one more. And this time, what we're going to do is bring the arms down in front of us, and as if you are hugging a giant ball, we're just going to hug this ball and then just push your hands away from you and let that chin drop to your chest. And then we're going to open, let those arms come down, just release any tension that's built in the shoulders. Good work, guys. Now, let's come into these knees. Let's think about bending the knees a little bit, squeezing the backs of the thighs, keeping those knees pointing down to the floor. Now, some of us will need to keep the range quite low. It may even be a toe tap. Some of you will feel comfortable squeezing that heel towards the bottom. That's excellent. So these are our hamstring curls. So we're really getting those muscles in the backs of the thighs working. 3, 2, 1. Now we're going to tap out on that clock face. We're going 3 and 9. Good. Out and in. Brilliant. Out and in. Out and in. And out and in. Last 2. Good. And 1. We're going to bring it. We're going to take those little taps forwards. We're going to add a bicep curl. 4, 3, 2 and 1. Now, if you can, keep those feet tapping forwards. We're going to take your hand onto the shoulder. We're going to walk that hand over that shoulder. We're going to give you a little pat on the back. And then we're going to release. Good. We're going to do the same on the other side. Excellent. And then we're going to release. And we're pretty much warmed up. What we're going to do is we're just going to practice some of the moves that we're going to use later on. So this is something a little bit different for many of you. We're going to take the feet a little bit wider than normal, soften the knees. We still want that bottom in. And what we're going to do is we're just going to take the weight into one leg. Okay, you can see. And we're going to take the weight into the other. Now, I want you to imagine you're like a boxer, ducking and weaving. So we don't want to drop your head. You need to keep this head really, really stable, right above that chest and pelvis. Good. Now I'm going to show you from a different angle. It's a wide base sway. So you can see as my weight comes into the leg, the opposite heel can leave the floor. It's very controlled. Those knees are in line with that big toe. Good. Now, if you're comfortable, we're going to take some eye movement. Now, this is where you do have to watch out for blackening the eye of the person next to you. So if you can, all go the same way. And this is our wide base sway. So we are working lots of big muscles repetitively. Coming down. Walk it out, guys. All right, then. One little practice at some squats, and then we're ready to go. So take those feet hip width apart. Glue those heels to the floor. Now, if you're anything like me, it takes me ages to get my range for squats. So don't go straight into that full squat unless you know you're quite flexible. Okay, we're just going to drop that tailbone behind the heels as if we were about to sit down. If you really struggle, use that chair. Feel for that chair on the back of your legs. Make sure those heels are down. Come back up. If you're struggling with that again, start in the seated position. Start with some little hovers. And then we're going to walk it out. Good stuff. All right, everybody. I think we're ready to rumble. So have a sip of water. Grab your tins if you need them. We're going to do a minute walking to start. So if you need a comfort break, if you need to get your water, if you need to find a chair, tins, do that now. The clock is starting. You've got a minute. So we're going to walk on the spot. I'm going to hit the play button. I'm hoping I got the volume right. Who knows? Spot, otherwise keep squatting. 10 seconds till our recovery. Good. That's excellent, guys. You are on fire this morning and walking out. So how are the boys? How are Matty and Elliot with that one? Mum keeping up? Okay. All right. You're doing brilliantly, guys. I've just, backward lunge. So aerobic backward lunge. We're taking those feet behind us, they're hip width apart. So from the middle of the clock, we're going to go to 6 o'clock. Now you can push your arms to 12 o'clock if you like. Or you can just take the arms out and just take those feet behind you. Let's show you from this angle. Good. Now notice, we're keeping that nice strong core. We're not pushing that chest backwards as you take the feet back. Let's start again. You're not doing that as the legs come behind you. See if you can draw that tummy button in. Keep that nice strong connection between ribs and pelvis. It's going to stop you throwing that back out. Good. Oh, it's walk time. Recovery. Everyone all right? Don't forget, you can have some water at any point. Next on the list is side taps. So we're going to tap to the side. Now, what would we like to do with this? We can add that chest press. Good. Now we can go faster or we can go slower. All right, so find your pace. That's brilliant. Find your pace. Good work, guys. All right. So, just tapping to your range. We're not taking those feet too far out. Finding your range. Remember, it's the repetitive movements that we're looking for. Of those big muscles. Good. And remember, you can walk at any time. You can have your water at any time. 3, 2. Let's take our walk recovery. All right, what's coming up next? Ooh, you might want your Tims for this one. We're going for arm circles. I'm doing it without the Tims. Ready? Okay, so we're going to keep the feet moving. And we're just going to see if we can get this shoulder joint circling. So we're going to make some circles. Imagine I put some pencils in your fingertips and you're drawing some circles just about level with the shoulders and below and slightly above. Change direction. Good work, guys. So we're working the shoulder muscles. You'll notice quite a few muscles in the shoulders. You notice different ones working as we change direction. And change direction. Good. 3, 2, please end. And walk it out. Good work, guys. So, walk recovery. What's coming next? Ooh, some punching. We're going to take a little half mini squat like the warm-up. We're going to mini squat punch. Mini squat punch. So we can use our Tims. Mini squat punch. You can use your Tims if you like. We can punch and march if you don't like that movement. Good. That's great work. We still want that squat movement. Now, some of you feel comfortable punching across the body. If you do get problems with rotation, if you get pain if you rotate, just keep punching forwards. Otherwise, let's add a little bit of rotation, but keep those knees in line with that big toe. Weight through the heels. Good. Oh, fantastic, guys. 3, 2, 1. Walk recovery. Ooh, it's warm today. Have some water if you need it. Double side steps next. Are you ready? So we're going to step 1, 2. That's it. So I'm going to speed it up. Now, we can add that window wiping. Or you can do what you like with your arms. So I like this. I'm really enjoying getting some movement in my shoulders in this workout. Good. And because our arm's going over the head, the heart is having to work a little bit harder. So if your breathing's coming too fast, keep those arms just lower than the head. Good. All right, we're almost there, guys. Remember, we can take the arms out totally. We can make the steps bigger or smaller. 3, 2, walk it out. All right, what's on the list next? A row. So if you want to use your weights, I'm going to get them. Okay, so we want those palms facing upwards, shoulders relaxed. Okay, first thing we're going to do, bring those forearms parallel to the floor, squeeze. Good, we're going to squeeze. Now just keep those feet gently moving if you can, even if you're just wiggling the toes. Good, now let's bring those arms into that upright row position. 5, 4, nice and controlled. 3, good. Just squeeze those elbows up. Last one, and then we're going to go back to the other rows. Good. So we're just going to turn those palms to the ceiling, bring those arms here, squeeze. Good. Squeeze. Draw those shoulder blades together. Open up that chest. Last one, and walk it out. Whew. Got some glowing going on here. Now, get those feet a little bit wider. It's that wide base sway. Ready? So soften those knees. We're going to take the weight into one leg and then the other. So let's just start with the legs. If you want to bring the arms in, you can do that. Good. Now remember that nice strong core. Arms can be lower. If you're holding on to something, you can hold on with one hand. Good. And again, big range of movement with these arms. We're sweeping. Watch out for your husband. Brilliant. And more importantly, husbands, look out for your wives. Okay. Excellent. Just a few more seconds of this. If you feel that breath coming too fast, take the arms out. We're going to do 4, 3, 2, and walk it out, guys. Now we've got some kicks coming up next. To make these harder, we're just going to go faster because it's a small kick. Good, so we can go a little bit faster. We can slow it down. And we're going to hold that nice long body. We're going to reach. You've got it. Perfect. That's it. If I show you from this angle, I'm not doing a big high kick, but I am drawing that tummy button in gently. It's only like doing an extra knot up on that belt. Great. If I want to go a little bit faster, it's going to make it a little bit harder. Good. Okay, 10 seconds of this. We got some calf work and then we got a little bit of a break. Super. How are we doing? It's looking really good. We're looking strong. Okay. We've got 3, 2, 1 now. You might need some support at this point. I bring the chair in. We are going to raise those heels off the floor. Bring them slowly back down. Up. Good. Slowly back down. So we're powering up, controlling it back down. Good. Powering up, controlling it back down. Now watch this area here. What we sometimes do is that. Alright, so try and draw that tummy in, go up. It's as if I'm picking you up by a little puppet string at the top of your head. Now, we are going to bend the knees slightly, and we're going to do the same thing with the knees bent. Good. Excellent. So, we're just really hitting both calf muscles by doing legs straight and legs slightly bent. Up. Good, guys. Now, don't do what I'm doing. I'm looking over my shoulder. I'm going to look straight ahead. Last one. Up. Slowly back down. Okay, we've got to walk for a minute. Well done. Now, have some water. Do have some water. It is very warm. Keep those hydration levels nice and high. You won't realise quite how much water you're losing. The other thing, if you need a toilet break, go now. We're just going to walk for a minute. All right, if you're walking with me, I'm just going to move the chair. We know what happens when you're as clumsy as me. I've just dropped the water bottle. That's great, guys. So how are we feeling? You're doing a great job, especially on a day like today. So wonderful to have you with us. So we've got another 20 seconds, and then we're going to get into position. So, starting with the side steps again. I'll just give my water break. All right, we're gonna go side steps, good. So I'm just gonna get you back into the room, back into your space. Minute's gonna start. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's side step. Now remember, we can add some arms. I can't remember what arms we used last time. I think it was that. I usually write it all down. That's great work, guys. Good. Remember, we can take a slightly bigger step if we want to work a bit faster. But if that's going to hurt your hips, knees, you can get a similar workout by just finding your range and maybe going a little bit faster. So find your range. Good work, guys. Okay. We've got a few more seconds of this. Then we've got that walk recovery. Okay, we're going to go 3, 2, 1. So of course, you can keep sidestepping. If you're comfortable, you don't need the recovery between each station. All right, we've got knee lifts. Good work, guys. I'm on a shuffle here. I'm just going to maybe change it. That's better. Keep knee lifting. Sorry if I ruined your rhythm. All right. Shuffle is a wonderful thing, but not always. Okay. Bring those knee lifts. Now remember, we can take the arms out. We can make those knee lifts as high as you like. If you're starting to get a little bit tired, we can use that chair for balance. We can even do this session seated. So don't be frightened to use the chair. Okay, we got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're gonna walk it out. Ooh, and remember, this walking you can do at any point if the exercises don't suit you. Now, squats. Find that position. If you're going to use the chair, use that chair. We're going to come down, push up. Good. So let's just see if we can make sure those feet, we talked about that clock face. We don't want the feet sort of more than 5'2" or 5 past outwards. Okay? And we're going to sit down into those heels and we're going to push up through the heels, squeeze the bottom down. Now if you need to have a little break, move the feet and then get those feet back into position. Good. Make sure we're bending those knees and we're not lifting the heels off the floor. Superb. Excellent, guys. Now just draw those shoulder blades together on the way back up. And walk it out. Woo! Anyone else glowing? Dripping, glowing? Good. All right. What have we got now? Back lunge. So we're going to take those taps behind us. Now, we can push the arms to 12 while the feet go to 6, or we can just concentrate on those legs. Watch that lower back. Don't allow the chest to put that back under too much pressure. So keep drawing that tummy button in. Nice, strong trunk. We can slow it down. We can speed it up. Oh, magnificent. Good work, guys. Just think how smug you'll feel at 11 o'clock. Brilliant. What have you been doing today? Oh, I've done my class. Yes. 3, 2, 1. And we're going to walk it out. Yay. You are on fire. What's next on the list? Side taps. Ready? Out and in. Out and in. Now, I'm giving you a press up arms at the same time, but you can choose whatever arms you like. We can go a little faster. Or we can just take it nice and steady. Pushing from that chest, draw those shoulder blades down, keep that chest lifted. Remember, we're not leaning forwards, We're keeping that nice strong core. Great work, guys. That's great. All right, I'm going to take my arms out. They're hurting me a little bit. Don't want to overdo it this morning. We've got 10 seconds, and then we're going to take our walk recovery. Good. 3, 2, 1, and walk recovery. So, I'm going to give you a choice on the next arm strength. We can take our tins or no tins and do the arm circles, or we can take some press-ups against the wall, just to ease it up a bit. Mix it up, not ease it up. So, ready, go. So I'm doing press-ups against the wall. I've got those shoulders drawn away from my ears, okay? Nice strong trunk, good. I'm just allowing those elbows to bend and they're lower than the shoulders. Basically, as you come forwards, that nose will be just hitting the top of the fingertips. Great work, guys. And again, if you need to just shake those arms out and then go into it again, we're gonna go. Brilliant. Remember, we can do these sorts of things in our own time. Just make sure you warm the joints and the muscles up first. Okay, walk it out. Brilliant work, guys. Now, what have we got next? I can't actually see. Oh, half squat and a punch. Let's go. So again, we want that really nice, strong core. Punch, control it, pull that elbow back, use the tins if you like. Good, go across the body if you like. And if you prefer not to do the half squat, we can punch and march. It's up to you. Good. That's great. So we're using those powerful muscles without going too low. Good. Forwards, forwards. Excellent. And then you might want to try across the body. Brilliant. So we're getting some of those core muscles here, the muscles involved in rotating that spine going. Great for all that gardening. I know lots of you are doing. 3, 2, 1. Recovery walk. Whew. Now it's double side steps next. Ready. Step, step, and back, and back. Okay. I'm going to do that washing of the windows because you've got windows behind you. You may not in real time, but you have with me. And those windows need a good clean. So I'm just going to practice for later. Brilliant. Good. Don't overreach it. So just get that shoulder moving, but don't move into pain. So it could be here, could be here. Great stuff. Find your range. Quite often it's not what we do, it's the intensity, it's the range of what we do. Now, walk. What have we got next? We got that row. So if you're using your tins or your light weights, grab them now. Okay, let's just see. Squeeze. And we're going to walk those feet out. Squeeze. Squeeze. We're drawing those shoulder blades together. Good. Squeeze. Then we're going to change it to an upright row. So we're going to just make sure those palms are facing you. And we're squeezing those shoulder blades together again. This is all upper back. Shoulders. Brilliant. Good. Keep that strong connection between the pelvis and the rib cage. Now let's just take it down again. Palms facing upwards. Squeeze. Stay with the upright row if you prefer. You do what's best for you. Last one. Draw those shoulders away from the ears. Roll those shoulders. Okay, we're going to take our wide base sway. Walk those feet out. Ready. Brilliant. Now, keep that chest lifted. It's like a little mini half squat in a way. Good, so make sure those knees are bending in line with that big toe. If that's no good, just transfer the weight without too much of a bend. Brilliant, keep that chest lifted. Now remember, it can look like this. It can look like this. Yeah. Look at that dog. Oh, he's just watching me. 3, 2, 1. Walk it out. We're almost there, guys. You've done a great job. We've just got some kicks and some calf raises. Let's go. Good. Now, if you want to make it a little bit more challenging to the heart and lungs, we can add that bicep curl. Good. Or we can just go with the kick. Now, remember, what am I going to say? Strong trunk. We want to keep that connection. Keep it open, here and here, here and here. You'll notice if you start to lean forwards, the connection becomes much smaller. You want to open it up. Good. You've got it, guys. You've nailed this workout today. Well done. Now, we're going to say 3, 2, 1. Walk it out. Walk that recovery. Calf raises to finish up. And then we're done. So, I'm actually going to stand here. We're going to come up and down. Oh, we've got a bit of quone to finish up on. Up and down. Good. Up. Just control it down. So if we want to make it harder, we can use the weights. So we can use those weights. We can actually use it as a balance exercise as well. Good. And you know what we used to do with some of us? We can come up. I use some support down on one leg. Up. Use some support. This one's not so strong. Down on one. We've got 3, 2. Last little calf raise. Up and bring it down. We're going to walk it out, guys. Minute of walking. Now we're going to start the walk fairly lively, but I want you just to gradually slow it down. Gradually slow it down. We want to bring that heart rate down, and to do that, I'm going to have to get rid of the quone. I mean, we don't want your head banging. That's not going to cool you down, she says. So just keep walking. Keep walking. That was a great session. I'm going to push this to one side, and I'm just going to start to really slow that walking down. Well done, guys. So let's just take some circles with these arms. We did quite a lot of arm movement. Really keen to try and bring a lot of functional strength into our workouts, sometimes so we don't really notice it. It's been a long time, hasn't it? But I don't know if you feel a little bit like me. There's a light at the end of the tunnel. And what it has made me do is look at what am I doing at the moment. Really interesting. Discovered that, cake after every meal doesn't really suit me. Well, it suits this. But, so I'm just starting to think about the future, starting to sort of think about, can I sustain this behavior? So I'm going back to the basics. I'm trying to drink a bit more water, less coffee. I'm trying to eat lots of fruit and vegetables. There's so many beautiful salad vegetables about at the moment. So I'm sort of planning my meals around the veg rather than just the other stuff. And that's me. Not saying you need to do that. You're probably all clean living and doing really well. But I am starting to feel really positive about what we're moving forwards with. So hopefully you are too. Now, let's take those little taps behind us. Little taps behind us. And then we're just going to keep that nice strong trunk. And then we're just going to take a little shrug of those shoulders while we're taking these slightly smaller taps. We're going to make sure we're breathing out, breathing in. And then we're going to take this foot behind us, press the heel of that back foot to the floor for our calf stretch. So those calf muscles, back of the lower leg, two major ones. This is sort of one that's really hitting the biggest one. Okay, that's it. So we should feel that stretch there, and we want to really make sure we're breathing out. Good. And then we're going to bring that heel up. We'll do the same on the other side. So we're keeping that feet hip width apart position. If we put this back foot on the clock face again, that heel's going to be at 6 and the big toe's going to be at 12. Good. And we're just really pressing that heel to the floor. That's good. Now we're just going to relax the shoulders, bring those feet in, and we're just going to see if we can just reach up. We're going to breathe in, and we're going to breathe out. Good. And then we're going to bring those arms down, and then we're going to steady the feet. We're going to see if we can reach up with one arm. Can't really see my hand there. See if I can come back a bit. Reach up. Now I can't see myself at all. And we're just going to lift that rib cage out of the hips. We're breathing out. Breathe in. Let's see if we can do the same on the other side. So floating that arm up. Breathing out. Getting that lovely stretch all along this side. And breathe in. Good. And then we're just going to gently walk it out. We'll take some of those little taps. Let's just circle those wrists again. Circle those wrists again, one way and then the other. And then we're going to steady those feet. We're going to take one hand onto the opposite shoulder. That's it. And then we're going to take the other hand and hug that arm across. So with all that work we did for the sort of back of the arms and the shoulders, what we want to do is just stretch them out a little bit. We're going to release, move the feet, and then we'll do the same on the other side. Good. So try and relax those shoulders away from the ears. Just allow yourself to just hug that arm in. Good. And then again, we're going to release. And we're going to see if we can take that really nice, big stretch across the chest and bring it in. Now we're going to step out the other way. When you do this, watch out for the chin. Okay, so we're going to step out. What we tend to do is that. So see if you can draw it in and just squeeze those shoulder blades together. Brilliant, bring it in. Let's step out the other way. So draw that chin in. You'll get a lot more stretch across this area instead of sort of feeling it in the back of the neck. Good. Now we're going to take that foot out. We're going to bring the hands around and we're going to see if you can place the palms, the fingertips to the base of the spine and just gently squeeze those shoulder blades together. Draw the shoulders away from the ears and lift that chest. Remember that chin. Draw that chin to the back of the neck. And then let's shake it out. Let's shake those legs out. Let's shake those ankles out. Let's have a good old shake. Good old shake. That's brilliant. Okay, now I'm going to get us to stretch out shoulders and triceps. So from this position, we're going to walk this hand over that shoulder. And again, if you focus on what's happening here, looking straight ahead, what we'll get is a really good stretch rather than one where we're sort of trying to get the range, but it's not really doing what we want it to do. And then we're going to release. Move the feet a little bit. Let's do the same on the other side. Good. So just gently push that elbow towards the ceiling. Great stuff, guys. Okay, let's release. Let's have a little shake again. Now, we're going to do the backs of those thighs. I'm going to do twice on each leg. So remember, we can do it from our seated position in that front third of the chair and bringing that chest towards the back of the thigh. So that is really good if you struggle with your knees because we're not putting a lot of support onto this supporting knee. Now we're going to hold this stretch for roughly 10 seconds. We're going to then come out of it and we're going to come back in on the same side. So we're really working on your we're working on my flexibility of hamstrings, quite frankly. leaving a lot to be desired at the moment. And I missed the glasses. And then we're going to come all the way up. Good. Just move those feet a little bit. Let's do the same on the other side. Good. So we're going to take that foot in front. Nice long back if you can. So we can use that belt-like muscle again. We're lifting that chest towards the straight leg, but it's a hinge at the hips. Let's come out of it. Let's imagine those hips as a hinge. Push the bottom backwards. Good. And we're just breathing out. Making sure we always breathe out, not holding our breath. And then we'll bring it out. Good work, everybody. All right. Let's just take that little roll of the shoulders. We're going to stretch out. Little bit of inner thigh. So we're going to take those feet a little bit wider than normal. Now, if you're feeling really uncomfortable, walk those feet back in a little bit. Okay, let's get a feel for what we're doing. We're going to just make sure this toe is at 12 o'clock. We're going to turn this one outwards. I can't remember what point on the clock you're going to be, so I'm going to say nothing. We're going to take the weight into this leg and we're getting a little stretch down this inner thigh. Now, if you want to increase the stretch, we're gently lifting that rib cage like a side bend towards this side. Then we're going to come up, straighten this leg, turn this toe to 12. This one's coming out. Good. Now, that's great. So we're feeling this stretch down the inner thigh, and only if you feel you want to increase the stretch do we then very, very slowly take that little side bend. And then we're going to come all the way up, bring this foot in. Now, what I'm going to get us to do, with the feet a little bit wider than normal, we're going to turn the toes ever so slightly inwards, definitely at 12, and we're going to take a little side bend. We're just going to squeeze this elbow up, let it come down, all the way back. Let's do the same on the other side. Good. So a little squeeze and all the way up. Just getting those hips a little bit more. It's not a really, really good hip stretch, but it's something just to keep us nice and mobile. Now, let's see if we can just take a nice big stretch. Breathe in, breathe out. Stretch the chest and then bring it back down. We're going to find something we can hold on to, and we're going to see if we can stretch out the front of the thigh. So remember, you can hold onto the back of the trouser leg, back of the trainer. See if you can get that knee pointing down towards the floor. Just tuck that bottom under. That's good. And we're just going to hold it for a few more seconds, and we're going to release. Let's do the same on the other side. Good. So see if you can make sure that knee's pointing down towards the floor. Keep that chest lifted. Keep that bottom tucked under. You can almost gently push this hip forwards. That's good. And then release. Ooh. If you do get that cramp in the back of the thigh, come out of it. No good to anyone. We're going to finish off, guys. Again, holding on to something for support. We're going to take a nice generous step behind. We're going to just gently lean that chest forwards while we do that. Feel that little stretch there. Then we're going to bend that knee slightly. Lift this chest so we're getting a little stretch in the front of the thigh. Good. Keep tucking that bottom under. Slide it in. Let's do the same on the other side. Good. So we're just going to take this foot behind us. Just slightly leaning forward to start ourselves into position, then keeping that bottom tucked under, lifting that chest, getting this stretch in the front of the thigh. Good. And then we're going to bring it in. Lovely. Well, you were on fire today. You were on fire. Just soften those knees. We're going to finish off taking a breath in through the nose. We're going to breathe out through the mouth. Good. We're going to take a breath in and we're going to breathe out. And then we're going to take one more. That's woken me up. Nothing like a chair scrape to wake you up, get you out of your breathing. So just have a little wiggle. That was great, guys. You did a brilliant job. I'm just going to remind you again, it's like having your mother with you, isn't it? Drink plenty of fluid, water today, and not just because you've done this exercise, just keep yourself hydrated. Really enjoyed that session. Keep up the good work. It's great to hear all your positive stories. One thing before you go, well done on the walk around Wales. I know most of you are taking part in it. And I know, thank you to Dawn, who's done all the organisation. It's been such a positive thing. So next step, walk around the world. So join us for that. We've got some of the other counties in Wales taking part. So we would love your support on that one. And I just want to go to Thailand. All right, then. Let's say goodbye and see you next time. Bye.